Yeah, go ahead, Manny. You're good.
No, I was just saying I've just been messing around with some of the, you know, tools and resources you've been applying,
Mm-hmm.
the concepts and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, just yeah, you really got to use your own brain and kind of figure out what works for you and how you see it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I
Yeah,
really like everything. So
cool, man. Yeah, that uh adjusting the fib tool to those like
highs and
quarter
lows,
marks is freaking bonkers, isn't it? Like,
it's freaky deaky.
dude, I'm telling you, it's insane. Like all the posts that I've been sharing, like every day I'll like open up my chart,
So one thing with that though is
Uh-huh.
you really, that's not something you would be high leverage trading on. And that's what people have to understand, correct?
Yeah,
Because
hundred
it
percent.
plays around that level. It
Yeah.
matters with structure,
Yep.
right?
Like this right here. And yeah, and that's why, like, Maddie, you're 100% right. And that's why I always say this. Like, I'm like, don't take any one thing and base a trade off of it. I don't care what
Right.
it is. It doesn't matter. I don't care what it is. Yeah, you're 100% right. And it's like same as
So I would mark the body on that, and I would play with the
well,
structure on that body in that scenario. Like
and
when it
see
gets a
it.
little wicky, or in
Mm-hmm.
the future, you see it gets a little wicky. It's trying to gain it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could
It's
play on small time frames. You're like, okay,
yeah. And
trying to slowly gain it.
the body's super important,
Hmm.
but one thing I like to think about, like
It's most
the
exterior.
body's, well, it's just fractal. It's fractal information. There's a lot of volume here. So typically this area right here. So let me mark it. And I just randomly marked this. So I could be wrong. I mean, we can always be wrong, right? Typically the body on like a swing high like this,
Hmm.
especially one that's as relevant, tends to be an inverse hold on a lower time frame. We're on a 1 hour, so we might not be able to get all the way down to it, but let's just see if we can. Don't think it's going to be that one. If we can't, I'll find it. See right there, bam.
Yep.
See it? It is actually that. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
That created this because this blew through it. And what I was saying before, it blew through that level, didn't respect it. So then when it came down through it again, like, look what ultimately held it. It was that
Hmm.
same thing. You know what I mean? So that's a good tie-in to like what I was trying to illustrate earlier. So you're 100% not wrong to mark bodies. I would just encourage you to see what they are in lower time frames so you can assign the proper validity to them, right?
Okay.
Because
Right.
I'm not going to give a 5 minute level. Now, ultimately, this, like, it looks like this is exactly what stopped it, right? Like right in here. And sometimes a 1 minute does that. Everything starts off of 1 minute, right?
Hmm.
But all I'm saying is just know where something came from, and bodies on this time frame are something else on another.
Right.
Typically, if it's this one right here, like it's a body on a high, it is an inverse. Now let's mark, like, let's do it this way. I'm going to mark this one over here. Use the replay tool here. Cut that off. Let's just pop down to the 5 minute. And so now we got a couple things going on, right? Like we have an inverse in here that's really close. Then we also have a body on the other time frame. Let's see what the 1 minute shows us. Over. Yeah. See, inverse body on that, inverse close to that, and then that one right there is like the leg of that move. You see what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is, like, just find out where, like, what that body signifies, right? That way you can give it the weight or validity that it deserves. And you can kind of use that when you're stacking the probabilities in your favor, right? Like where you're trying to feel, all right, is this going up? Is this going down? Is this going to hold? Is this going to be lost or gained or so on and so forth? A
Right.
level on a 1 minute is not going to mean what a level on a 4 hour is, right? But
Right.
we also have to understand that those levels can be seen on multiple time frames. So we just need to see all of it. But
Mm-hmm.
you're right. And I told this to a Juggernaut the other day on a private call. I was like, he's really sharp and
Mm-hmm.
as are you. And I'm like, you're seeing fractal information, which is awesome. Like, it's great, man. Like, it takes a freaking lot of time and banging your head against the wall to try to figure out fractal stuff. But then there comes this point where you start seeing things fractally and you don't even realize that you are. And I think that's what you're doing now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like I remember it, and it was a freaking great day. Like that's an awesome. It really is. It's awesome. It's incredible. I'm just saying, find the rest of the story. You know what I mean? Like, you see that point, and they're important. We see 4 hour bodies get hit all the time, right? But is it the 4 hour body that's being hit, or is it an inverse level or like a creation level for that swing on a 15
Right.
minute? You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying, seeing things fractally is freaking awesome, but we also need to know where they came from so we can assign the proper validity to them.
Right.
Is my only point. But yeah, man, I like I said, I 100% agree with you, and good on you for seeing things that way. Like, it's awesome.